quick message today from the book of Matthew 16 and 13, talking about the revelation of person of king. And this is basically just talking about Jesus asking the disciples, well, who do the people say that I am? And I want to go to 16 and 13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? Verse 14, and they said, some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets, is what that people are saying that Jesus must be. And 15, it says, he says unto them, but whom says ye that I am? Who do you say that I am? And in 16, it says, Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Christ, the Son of a living God. And in 17, it says, and Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, the flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. So it's just a quick message that no matter what God has called you to be, who God has already gave you a revelation of who you are, your awakening of who God has really called you to be, and where he's called you to and where he's called you from to fulfill his assignment. People around you, that just shows you that people will still look at you and try to familiarize you with the next person, huh? But Jesus was asking the disciples, but who do you say I am? No matter what the people and the surroundings say I am, who do you say I am? And he said that you are the Son of a living God. My message is, no matter what God has called you to, or called you from, or called you to be, you'll have people around you that is your true followers. God will give a revelation to the people that has the Spirit of God dwelling down on the inside of them, and reveal to them who you are. But the people that's around you that has not yet have faith to know who you are, and they'll try to familiarize you with all the other names. They'll try to call you everything but what God has called you to be. So this message is, if you just keep on walking and keep on praying, keep believing in who God has called you to be, knowing that the followers that will be around you, let them be true followers of Christ. Because if they're true followers of Christ, they'll have the revelation of God that will be revealed. Because Jesus said, when he asked Peter, well, who do you say I am? You want to, Peter's one of the followers. He said, well, you are Christ, the Son of a living God. And Jesus said, well, it couldn't have been no flesh and no blood that has revealed it unto you, but the Father which is in heaven. So no matter what people say about us, no matter how people try to compare you to your past, if God has called you to do something, huh? If God has called you and changed your name, I don't care if you was Pookie or and Charlie up the road. If God has changed your name from who people used to call you and gave you a name which he's calling you a child of God, he's calling you to be a follower of Christ. It doesn't matter what people used to call you. It's all about what God has revealed down on the inside of you, on where you should go, on who you should be, because he has called you to be that, not what the world called you to be. But he said, what the people around saying, that who they saying that I am? They called him everything but the Son of God. They were calling him and comparing Jesus Christ to every other prophet but who he really was. I don't want to be compared to my past. I don't want to be compared to my nickname. I want to be called on what God has called me to be, which is a child of God, a follower of Christ. So this is just a quick message to let somebody know, look, don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the people that is around you on the outer side. Just know that if people, God blessed you with the right people to be around you, they're gonna know exactly who you are. And those people that's calling you all kind of names, they know who you are. They just don't want to admit who you are because they don't know who they are. So we just thank God because we're gonna realize who we are, realize the calling on our life and walk in it. We're not going to worry about what other people got to say and the names that they choose to call us, because we know that we are in our faith and what we believe in and what God has said, that who we are, that is who we are. And we're going to walk in the truth of the knowing that God said that I am a follower of Christ. I'm a follower of Christ. And Jesus said that, look, it couldn't have been nobody else to tell you that I am Christ other than the Father in heaven, because that's the only one that is going to reveal to you on who I am, because anybody else that don't have the Spirit of God, that is not a follower of God and a follower of the true living Christ, they won't know who you are. They don't even know who they are. So they can't even comprehend who you are. They'll try to compare you to the past. They'll try to compare you to a familiar person. They'll try to compare you to a familiar spirit. But I want somebody to know, look, even when it comes to me, I just thank God, because no matter what nobody say about me, no matter what nobody think about me, I know I'm a child of God. I know I'm a follower of Christ, and I'm a true believer that God has blessed me to be what he has called me to be. And I thank Jesus for the word today. Amen. Amen.